I didn't know her, but All-Star Weekend, we kind of bantered back and forth a little bit. And she's lovely. She has a lot of pressure on her shoulders. And I think a lot of people always have a lot to say with people they don't even know or shoes they've never been in. And for me, I think she's handling the pressure very well. She's doing a lot of great things for women's basketball.
Sophie Cunningham is already joining forces with Caitlin Clark. But the real shocker? NaLyssa Smith is out. Her toxic attitude finally caught up to her, going from locker room drama to outright disrespect. She stirred the pot one too many times, and now she's gone. Was this a much-needed wake-up call? Or is there more behind the scenes? Either way, it came at a steep price.
Now, Sophie Cunningham is a good player. She can shoot the three. She can 3-and-D it. She's pretty good on defense. She's fast. I think the Fever are looking for like the fast pace.
And I'm a fan. Like, I would love to play with her one day.
Sophie Cunningham is finally getting what she's always wanted, to play alongside Caitlin Clark. That day has officially arrived, as Sophie joins the Indiana Fever, and fans couldn't be happier. But here's the best part. The Fever also cut ties with the one player holding them back, NaLyssa Smith. Yes, the same Smith who refused to defend Caitlin Clark on the court and brought nothing but negativity to the team.
Free from folks, we are free from NaLyssa Smith. NaLyssa Smith no longer on the Indiana Fever. Kelly Krauskopf came in and said, "Oh, you gotta go."
And all that they're going to get used to, but I think especially Caitlin Clark, she's been killing it, and I'm a huge fan, and I never say that, but I think it's fun what she's doing. When it comes to viewership, man, I think a lot of people have a lot to learn about our league, but I think that's a really fun thing. And if you have really anything negative to say about all the viewership and everything that this rookie class is doing, I just think that you're not capitalizing on it, and you might be a little jealous. So for me, I'm all for it. I'm about it.
Sophie is the kind of player you want on your team. She respects Caitlin. She's a team-first player. She's passionate. She's exactly what the Fever needed, unlike NaLyssa, who was a problem both on and off the court. Fans saw it, the organization saw it. And now the Fever made the best move possible by trading her away. NaLyssa Smith was a toxic presence, plain and simple.
NaLyssa Smith is confused as to why Indiana Fever fans don't want her on their team. And it's really not that hard to understand, NaLyssa. Let me tell you why. We don't even need to take into account any of your social media outbursts. We don't need to take into account any of your subtweets. We don't need to take into account any of your drama-chasing antics off the court. We don't need to take into account your passive-aggressive ways. You're moving the Indiana Fever one day in your bio, adding them in the next day in your bio, quote tweeting other people's tweets. We don't even need to take into account all the unnecessary drama and garbage that you add to this team when it comes off the court. All we really need to do is sit back and watch you on the court. It's really not that hard of a concept to.
The energy NaLyssa Smith brought to the team wasn't good. It threw off the chemistry. She made it clear she didn't respect Caitlin Clark, and it showed. While Sophie Cunningham has always been vocal about admiring Caitlin's game, NaLyssa had zero interest in working with her. She wouldn't defend her, and she didn't play like a true teammate.
More breaking news, another signing just happened. Sophie Cunningham was just acquired to the Indiana Fever, by the Indiana Fever. Oh my goodness. Within 2 hours. And guess who was gone? NaLyssa Smith is gone.
The Fever saw it, the fans saw it, and now the team has fixed the problem. Bringing in Sophie Cunningham is a huge upgrade, and Fever fans know it. She's not just a tough, skilled player. She's a leader, someone who lifts up her teammates instead of dragging them down. And the best part? She's finally getting to play with Caitlin Clark, just like she always wanted. Perfect fit.
Sophie Cunningham is not going to put up with the hate and the bullying Caitlin Clark has been receiving throughout the WNBA, because we know last year that was a big target for Caitlin Clark, was to get an enforcer. And like I keep telling y'all, Kelly Cristobal is not messing around.
Meanwhile, NaLyssa Smith's departure isn't exactly heartbreaking for anyone. Let's be real, she wasn't helping the Fever. She wasn't bringing anything positive, and it showed. Her body language, effort, and the way she treated Caitlin Clark on the court made it clear she wasn't committed to the team's success. Now that she's gone, the Fever can finally move forward without that toxic energy. And let's not forget some of the things she said about Caitlin in the past.
For women's sports in general, you have so many people, so many new and fresh eyes on our sport that maybe they're a little uneducated and maybe they kind of stir the pot a little bit. And so I get that, but for that class to come in, you have her, you have Angel Reese, you have some other big names, but really those two and the amount of millions of followers that they brought to our league, you have to applaud them and you have to be fans of that, because if you're smart, it's not about money, but if you're smart, you're going to be making a lot more money too because of those guys.
Sophie Cunningham's arrival signals a new era for the Fever. She brings respect, effort, a winning mentality, and most importantly, unity, something that was completely missing with NaLyssa Smith around. Fans wanted change, and they got it. The Fever made the right move by trading away a player who didn't fit and bringing in someone who truly wants to be there. This is a huge win for Caitlin Clark, the Fever, and the fans. The team is building something special, and with Smith gone, the sky's the limit. Sophie and Caitlin together? That's a duo we can all get behind. No more toxicity. No more bad energy. Just basketball played the right way. NaLyssa Smith's time with the Fever is over. And let's be honest, the team won't miss her.
Oh, and NaLyssa Smith is now playing on the same team as Ejected Carrington. For the first time since their Baylor days, they are playing on the same team. And even a couple of months ago, Ejected was being asked about the potential of the two of them playing together, and she literally said, and she's like, "Oh, that's not going to happen. Because Connecticut aren't going to, because I'm not, basically said, I'm not leaving Connecticut, and Indiana aren't going to trade you." Turns out both of them got traded. And both of them got traded to the same team, the Dallas.
NaLyssa Smith was nothing but bad news for the Fever, and she wasted no time cutting ties, immediately updating her bio to announce her move to the Dallas Wings. There, she reunites with her girlfriend, Ejected Carrington, one of the league's most controversial players. Carrington made headlines last season for her overly aggressive play, including the infamous moment when she poked Caitlin Clark in the eye, sparking heated debates. Now, with both Smith and Carrington on the same roster, the Wings might be in for more drama than actual on-court dominance. Smith struggled to find her place in Indiana, while Carrington is often talked about more for her antics than her impact on the game. This move isn't just about basketball. It's a clash of personalities that could bring more tension than success for Dallas.
Yeah, obviously got me pretty good in the eye. I don't think it affected me. Honestly, I felt like I got good shots. They just didn't go down.
Your host, Rudy Rodriguez Show. Mont Rudy the Hammer. And, but, appreciate all y'all who were there last night on the live for the good 2 hours. It was a great time. Upwards of 300 plus people in the room. So that was real nice to see. I appreciate y'all. Had a good old time. And for those of you who are new, please be sure to like, subscribe, follow, hit that bell, leave a comment.
Meanwhile, the Indiana Fever are thriving. By swapping Smith for Cunningham, they're building a team with real championship potential. Caitlin Clark now has a sharpshooter by her side, and the Fever are moving forward without distractions. Smith and Carrington, on the other hand, are set to bring nothing but problems to the Dallas Wings. Fever fans have finally gotten what they wanted. NaLyssa Smith is gone, and with her, the negativity surrounding the team has disappeared. Fans couldn't be happier. Smith didn't just underperform. She also stood by while Ejected Carrington openly disrespected Fever supporters, never once standing up for the people who once cheered for her. Instead of showing leadership and loyalty, she stayed silent, proving her connection to the team and its fans was never deep. The Fever deserved better, and now they have it. Enter Sophie Cunningham, a player who brings passion, hustle, and respect for the game. More importantly, she respects and admires Caitlin Clark just as much as the Indiana fan base does. That's the kind of energy this team needed.
So anyway, NaLyssa Smith is joining her teammate and her girlfriend, Ejected Carrington. Of course, Ejected poked out the eyeball, damn near, of Caitlin Clark last year. This was posted right as the Indiana Fever were starting the playoffs.
But Cunningham isn't the only reason this Fever squad is now a legitimate championship contender. The mastermind behind this transformation? Stephanie White. She made critical offseason moves that turned the Fever into a team to be feared. First, she re-signed Kelsey Mitchell, one of the most electrifying scorers in the league. Then she brought in veteran superstar DeWanna Bonner, a proven winner who adds elite scoring, defense, and leadership. Bonner is the ultimate difference maker, and her presence alone makes this team more dangerous than ever. And let's not forget Natasha Howard. Bringing her back ensures the Fever have a dominant frontcourt presence who can anchor the defense and bring championship experience to the squad. With these additions, the Fever have completely transformed, from a struggling franchise weighed down by players like Smith into a legitimate force. There's no more dead weight, no more distractions, and no more players who tolerate outsiders disrespecting the organization and its fans. This team is locked in and ready to compete at the highest.
Is one of them. So Alexa Filippo, hopefully I'm pronouncing her name properly, she is the one who's been breaking all this news. She tweeted 6-time All-Star and WNBA champ DeWanna Bonner is signing with the Indiana Fever by re-signing Kelsey Mitchell, trading for Sophie Cunningham, and signing experienced vets Bonner and Natasha Howard. The Fever have catapulted into the title conversation, and I couldn't agree with her